Welcome to Statistics Made Simple, and I am Savita Valsang. In this video, I'll continue with the method of moving averages where the period of variation m is even, that is, m takes the values like 2, 4, 6, etc. Case 2, when m is even, that is, m is equal to 2, 4, 6, or any other even number. Let's take a particular case, that is m is equal to 4. Now the first step is you have to find out the 4 yearly moving totals, that is y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4. I'll just call it as sum A. Similarly y2 plus y3 plus y4 plus y5, I call it as B. And y3 plus y4 plus y5 plus y6 is equal to C, etc. Do the calculations for all the values which are given in the table. Now, the first 4 yearly moving total is written between their middle years, that means between the second and the third year. Similarly, the second 4 yearly moving total is written between their middle years, that is between the third and fourth year. Continue in this manner for all the values. The next step is find the 2 yearly centered moving totals of the 4 yearly moving totals, that is A plus B, B plus C, and so on. The first 2 yearly centered moving total is centered between A and B, and the second 2 yearly centered moving total is centered between B and C, and continue in this manner for all the values. This process is called as centering. In the last step, we find out the 4 yearly moving averages, that is A plus B divided by 2m, similarly B plus C divided by 2m, and so on, which gives the trend values. So understanding in this format is going to be a little difficult, but when we solve the problems, you will understand the concept much better. Problem 5. Calculate 4 yearly moving averages for the following data and plot the actual and trend values. In the first column, we have the years 2006, 2007, 2008, which continues up to 2015. In the next column, we have profit in crores of rupees as 80, 85, 82, 90, 100, 95, 85, 84, 98, 100. Now, since we have to find out the 4 yearly moving averages, the period of variation, that is M, will be equal to 4, and 4 is an even number. Now, we have to be careful with the formation of the table and the columns. Form 3 more columns, that is the 4 yearly moving totals, 2 yearly centered totals, and 4 yearly moving averages. Let us learn to find out the 4 yearly moving totals. So we have to add 4 values at a time and write it corresponding to their middle year. So the first 4 profits which we have are 80, 85, 82, and 90. So we have to add these values. Now the middlemost year for 2006, 2007, 2008 and 2009 is between 2007 and 2008. So when I write the first 4 yearly moving total, it will be 80 plus 85 plus 82 plus 90 is equal to 337, and 337 should correspond to 2007.5. That is, you have to write it in between 2007 and 2008 as I have highlighted with the blue arrow. Now in a similar way, find out the next 4 yearly moving total. How do you do that? Leave out the first profit, that is 80, and add the next 4. So add 85, 82, 90, 100 and you'll get 357, and the middle year for this is between 2008 and 2009, again which I have highlighted with a blue arrow. Continue in a similar manner and you will get the remaining 4 yearly moving totals as 367, 370, 364, 362, 367, and you'll observe that the first one and the last 4 yearly moving totals will be missing. But the most important point is you have to write the totals in their correct position. Otherwise, you will lose out on the marks. Next, we have to find out the 2 yearly centered totals. So why do we do with this centering is the 4 yearly moving totals which we found out, it doesn't correspond to any particular year, but it is lying between 2 years. So we use this process of centering, which will help us to have the trend value corresponding to a particular year. So the first two centered totals are missing. Now add 337 and 357. You'll get the total as 694. And if you observe very carefully in the table, 694 should be written corresponding to the year 2008, which I have highlighted with the purple arrow. Similarly, add the next 2 yearly moving totals, that is 357 and 367, you'll get 724, which should be written corresponding to the year 2009. Continue in a similar manner, and the remaining 2 yearly centered totals are 737, 734, 726, 729. Now the last step is to get the 4 yearly moving averages. So the 4 yearly moving averages in the last column is nothing but the trend values. And how do we get it is we have to divide the 2 yearly centered totals by 2m. And here m is 4. So 2 into 4 is equal to 8. You can look at the instructions which are there below the table. So if I do that, it will be 694 divided by 8, which is 86.75. 724 divided by 8 is 90.5. Continue in a similar manner. So you'll get 92.13, 91.75, 90.75 and 91.13. And the remaining two averages will be missing. So as a part of the solution, write given m equal to 4, which is even. Then you know that to find out the 4 yearly moving averages, we need the value of 2m, which is 2 into 4 is equal to 8. Now for this particular problem, we also need to draw or plot the actual values and the trend values. Let us draw the graph. On the x-axis you take the years, and on the y-axis you will have profit in crores of rupees, and on the x-axis the years are from 2006 to 2015, and on the y-axis I have the values as from 0 to 110. Now first plot the histogram or the actual values corresponding to the years. So for 2006 mark 80, for 2007 mark 85. Continue in this manner. For 2013 mark 84, 2014 98 and 2015 you mark 100. Then join all these dots by straight lines as I have done in blue color, and mark that line as the histogram. Let us now plot the trend line. So how do you plot the trend line? Corresponding to a particular year, you have to mark its trend value. So we don't have the trend values for the first two and the last 2 years. So corresponding to 2008, mark the first trend value, that is 86.75, as approximately 87. Similarly, for the year 2009, the trend value is 90.5. You can approximate it to 91. Similarly, for 2010, you can mark it as 92 after approximating. For 2011, it is 92 again after approximation. And for 2012 and 2013, after approximation, it will be 91 and 91. Join all these points by dotted lines as I have done in red color and mark it as the trend line. Then at the top right hand side of the graph also write the scale, that is x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 year and y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 5 units. For any particular graph you can choose whatever scale you're comfortable with. Now you have to observe the trend line, or even if you observe the values in the last column of the table, you will get an idea as to whether the trend is increasing or whether it is decreasing. But for this particular problem, the conclusion will be the given time series fluctuates between an upward and downward trend. Problem 6. Calculate the trend values using 4-yearly moving averages. The years are 2008, 2009, 2010 up to 2017. And the values given are 34, 38, 40, 43, 46, 44, 41, 48, 52 and 58. Beside the table, write solution. Then given m equal to 4 which is even. Also calculate 2m which is 2 into 4 equal to 8. So in the table form 3 more columns, that is 4-yearly moving totals, 2-yearly centered totals and 4-yearly moving averages, which are nothing but the trend values. Let us first find out the 4-yearly moving totals by adding 4 values at a time and centering them corresponding to their middle year. So first I'll add 34, 38, 40, 43 and I'll get the total as 155 and write it corresponding to the middle year, that is between 2009 and 2010. Now to find out the next 4-yearly moving total, add 38, 40, 43, 46. I get the total as 167 and write it corresponding to the middle year, that is in between 2010 and 2011. Continue in a similar manner, and the other 4-yearly moving totals are 173, 174, 179, 185, 199. Next column is the 2-yearly centered totals. How do we get this? You have to add 155 and 167. You will get the total as 322 and write it corresponding to the middle year, which is highlighted in purple color arrow, that is 2010. Similarly, add 167 and 173, the total is 340 and write it corresponding to the middle year, that is 2011. Continue in a similar manner, and the other 2-yearly centered totals are 347, 353, 364, 384, and you will see that the last two are missing. The last column, that is the 4-yearly moving averages or the trend values, is obtained by dividing the 2-yearly centered totals by 8. So 322 divided by 8 will give us 40.25. Similarly, 340 divided by 8 is 42.5. And the other trend values are 43.38, 44.13, 45.5 and 48. The last two trend values for the years 2016 and 2017 will be missing. And if you observe the values in the last column, you can write the conclusion. The given time series denotes an upward trend. Problem 7. Calculate the 2-yearly moving averages from the given data. The years we have from 2010, 2011, 2012, which continues till 2020. The values are 464, 515, 518, 567, 502, 540, 557, 571, 586, 612 and 705. Beside the table, we'll write solution given m equal to 2, which is an even number. And for the final calculations, we need the value of 2m, which will be 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Now the first step is in the table, form the column 2-yearly moving totals. So add two values at a time, that is 464 and 515, which gives us 979, and write it between 2010 and 2011 like I have highlighted with the blue arrow. In a similar way, find out the next 2 yearly moving total. 515 plus 518 is 1033 and write it in between 2011 and 2012. Continue in a similar way, and the 2 yearly moving totals for the other years are 1085, 1069, 1042, 1097, 1128, 1157, 1198, 1317. Now, the 2 yearly centered total should be found out. That is, add 979 and 1033, which is 2012, and write it corresponding to their middle year, which is 2011, as I have highlighted with the purple arrow. In a similar way, when we add 1033 and 1085, we'll get 2118 and write this corresponding to 2012. Continue, and you will get the remaining 2 yearly centered totals as 2154, 2111, then 2139, 2225, 2285, 2355, 2515. And you will observe that the first and last 2 yearly centered totals will be missing. And when we form the last column, that is the 2 yearly moving averages, which gives us the trend values, you will see again that the first and the last trend value will be missing. Okay, how do we get the last column? 2012 should be divided by 4, which gives us 503. Then 2118 when divided by 4 gives us 529.5, and the other trend values are 538.5, 527.75, 534.75, 556.25, 571.25, 588.75, 628.75. Now observe the values in the last column, and you will see that all the trend values are increasing, and write the conclusion. The given time series denotes an upward trend. Problem 8. Calculate the trend values using the 2 yearly moving averages from the given data. The years are 2010, 2011, 2012 up to 2018, and the corresponding values are 100, 102, 104, 101, 106, 103, 101, 100, 102. Write the solution. Given m equal to 2, which is even, and 2m will be equal to 2 into 2, which is equal to 4. Calculate first the 2 yearly moving totals, that is 100 plus 102 gives 202, and write it corresponding to the middle years, that is 2010.5. Similarly, add 102 and 104, you will get the total as 206, and write it between 2011 and 2012. And the other 2 yearly moving totals you will get after calculations are 205, 207, 209, 204, 201, 202, and write all these corresponding to their middle years. This is the most important point. Then find out the 2 yearly centered totals. So add 202 and 206, you get 408. Write it corresponding to their middle year, that is 211. Similarly, add 206 and 205, the total is 411. Write it corresponding to their middle year, which is 2012. The remaining 2 yearly centered totals are 412, 416, 413, 405, 403, which are written corresponding to their middle year. And in the last column, we'll find out the 2 yearly moving averages, which are the trend values. And this is obtained by dividing the 2 yearly centered totals by 4. So again, you will see that the first and the last trend values are missing. Now to get the first trend value, 408 should be divided by 4, which is 102. Similarly, 411 when it's divided by 4 will give 102.75. And the other trend values are 103, 104, 103.25, 101.25 and 100.75. The conclusion in this case will be the given time series fluctuates between an upward and downward trend. Let us now learn some of the merits and demerits of the method of moving averages. The merits of the moving averages are: the first one, this method is simple and easy to understand. Second, it is more flexible than other methods of measuring trend. And third, this method can be used to measure seasonal, cyclical, and irregular variations also. A couple of demerits of the method of moving averages is: first, this method does not provide the trend values at the beginning and end of the time series. And second, this method does not establish any mathematical relation and hence it cannot be used for forecasting purposes. As I've already mentioned that the method of moving averages is an important topic in the time series chapter. There will be a sure phi marker in either one of the cases, that is where the period of variation can be either odd or even. So continue to practice all the problems and be very careful in positioning the totals, especially in the method of moving averages. Thank you all for watching and look out for my next video where we will learn the fourth method of measuring trend, that is the method of least squares.